Hey everyone, I'll be showing a few things right now. Of them are Microsoft Forms through Microsoft 365. Then I'll show a few more tools with Power Automate and OneDrive, and all of them will be connecting together and Outlook at the same time. So let's start off with a new form here. All right, let's call it feedback. Add the description for it. It would be nice if we add the date over here. Something like that. You can change the style over here. There are multiple styles you can choose from. And then you can start your questionnaire down here. So let's start with a choice. Let's start with the text first. So let's pull this up first. Something like name, allow long answers and say that it's required. Option, position, say lecturer, or let's say professor or TA. Only one answer is allowed and required. Let's add another one quickly, something like a rating. Let's have this rating as a number, and it's required, and that's it. And the nice thing about forms as well is you can add sections to the forms, not just questions of different styles. You can add a new section. So section 2, as you can see here, you can name it. So let's just keep the section 2. Then you can start a few more questions down here. So let's have one more. Keep it as a rating this form or change it. I'll keep it as a star as it is. I have 6 stars. Alright. So what do we see here now? Once this form is ready with our 4 questions, we can start sending it to people. So you start off here with collect response, and you check, can anyone respond, or are people only in the British University can respond? Do we record their name, and do we only allow them to respond once? Or do I choose a very specific person that needs to answer this? I'll keep it as anyone can respond for now. You can take the link from here, or you can shorten it, which is much better. I'll take it on the side for now. Copy it. And you can also make a QR code with it or embed it in your website. Let's keep this for later. Okay. So over here, you can have a look at the settings as well. And you can allow respondents to edit their responses. This is particularly useful if someone submits something and they forget to add information over here. So I'm gonna keep it open. You can get an email notification every time someone responds. I think this is usually the settings I like. You can preview it here to see how it looks like when someone works with it. And you can start seeing responses over here. This is responses. So let me answer my own questionnaire here. Start now. Like this, then we're done, right? If we go back to the forms, which is this one, Just here, you'll find that we already have one response. You can download it in Excel form, or you can see results over here with beautiful like pie charts, histograms, and you'll also have like text clouds down there if you have text responses. All right, let's have a look at something else. Now, every time I wanna someone responds to this form, I want to send them an email. All right, or like grant them permission or do a few extra steps that can be automated internally in Microsoft 365. So we go to Microsoft Power Automate, which you'll find over here. Once the form is ready, you go all the way to here, Power Automate, and then it gives you this like, um, let's say it's recommender search box. It has some sort of like generative capabilities over here. So I will say when a form is when a response is received in Microsoft Form, send an email. So as you can see here, there are suggested flows. The first one says when a form is submitted, start an approval process and update a shared point list and send emails depending on the result. Or when a response is submitted in a Microsoft form, send an email. Or fill in an Excel row with the user profile after a form is submitted. Or depending on the response, send an email once Microsoft form is submitted. There are a few like relevant suggestions here. This is the one I need right now. And you don't have to code anything, it will process it for you. So this is the flow of the work. When someone replies to a form, you get the response details, you enter an if condition, and you send an email. So let's create that flow. It looks like this. First of all, you have to click and fill these invalid parameters. So over here, we'll say that this form, which one is it? Feedback. We'll have to choose it, then go to the next one and choose also feedback. And then the response ID of the person will appear here. You close this and you go to the send email part. And over here, we start specifying a few things. So first of all, we can enter in the email the person to custom information. These can include like the email of the person who just submitted the form. So you'll have to ask them for their email first. I'll just write my email for now, but it's best to ask them for the email and include it over here and just choose it. The subject could be feedback. And we can write a few information inside of here. This information can be directly taken from the form itself. So like write the position, can write my name, get the response for question 2 or question 3. So question this one. And I can fill up the name using these tags and as well the responses from the form. So the person who applied is so and so, their name is, their answer is, And you can transform it to an actual email. So here, and fill up your signature down here. You can add a few other things like the importance of the email and CC and BCC and sensitivity, as you can see here. When you choose one of them, you can change its value. After you're done here, you have to save. Saving takes maybe a minute. Why do I choose to do such a thing? Maybe when someone replies to a form and they have a request, I can contact like my IT department or whoever is going to cover that request and give them information that's already in the form. Instead of asking people to go to the form every now and then and checking the responses. You can even further automate after this. So now it's ready. Let's try to reply again and see what happens. This is my email over here. I'm waiting for it. Let's say here, submit another response. Write another response here. So as soon as I completed, I got an email. And as you can see here in my email itself, person who applied is a teaching assistant, their name is so-and-so, their answer is that. Alright, this is really good. On to the next step. So when someone fills a form, I want to fill an Excel file. Let's see how we can do that. So let's go back to the form here. Over here actually. And I've had 3 responses so far. I've tried to respond with a third entry. And it seems to be going well so far. I can open the Excel file from here. It's on the desktop. Open it. And drop it onto the drive. And drop it onto the drive here. Okay, so next step, what we do is we go to Microsoft Power Automate and start a new flow. Let's go back here, home. So when we get new form response, fill an Excel sheet. Fill in an Excel row with a user profile after a form is submitted. Not exactly this. Insert a row into an Excel table when a Microsoft form is filled out. That's probably it. Yeah. And yeah, that makes more sense. This is actually the more interesting one, but we're not really doing this over here. When a form is submitted, start an approval process and update a SharePoint list and send emails depending on the result. This is actual automation that's quite exciting, but we're focused in the example on this one. So that's it. When a response is submitted, get the response, add a row in a table, create the flow. Why is this useful? I can just immediately download the Excel every time. Why is this more useful? Because if you download the Excel every time, you can't really connect a Python code to it. You'll have to export the Excel every time. Otherwise here, when you have the Excel ready, it's on your drive and it's now automated or updated automatically, and whatever process you're doing will momentarily in real time get the real values without you exporting or manually. So over here, when a new response is submitted, You pick a form, which is the form feedback, okay. Choose it again, feedback. Then over here, it's the kind of tricky part. You have to choose OneDrive for business. Then choose OneDrive. Then choose the Excel. I've dropped this Excel in Egypt, UK Digital Construction Engineering, this one. And you go to Excel and choose this one, feedback 1-3. And then what happens here is you select from table, which is table 1, because the output is in table 1. And you tell it here which ones do we need to update. So usually we choose like date, time, ID, response ID, email name, position, question 1, question 2. This is ideal. And then you have to fill up each one of these. So I'll keep this as an ISO format. This is the response ID. This is the email. You can check here, see more. You see responders, email here. Name, position, the response to question 1, response to question 2. Okay, we're good to go now. Let's try this out. So first of all, we save. And I suggest for you, you have a look at Copilot. The sky is the limit with this tool. I think there is some sort of like large language model. Yeah, as you can see here, make sure AI generated content is accurate and appropriate before using it. So they have a disclaimer here. It's interesting. Now let's try to fill up the form one more time. So over here, let's try it. Start. Gets a 5 and he gets 6 stars. So I'll get an email right now, but I'm not really interested in an email. I'm interested in seeing the Excel file over here being updated on its own. And as you can see, a few seconds ago, there was an update. So when I click on this, we should find the new row automatically. We didn't. So I think it just didn't refresh. And as you can see here, it filled up the form. I would say I had to just check where everything should go correctly. And there are some stuff here you don't really need. Maybe completion time is more interesting than having start time. Maybe you should leave last modified. So I really think Microsoft Forms is way better than Google Forms. And I encourage you to have a look at more in depth at what Power Automate can do. So if we have a look over here, home, you can get a feel to what's available from their teaching material, their templates, or have a look at what they propose here. This is for backup. Every month, copy all files from OneDrive folder to another OneDrive. Here, copy all rows from an Excel file to another Excel file with the click of a button. That's interesting. When a new item is created in SharePoint, send an email. This is interesting as well. Like for people who are doing new modules in like STDC, when we get information that they've added something to the drive, a new file to the drive, we can send an email automatically to us and to any other official that needs to revise the file as the next step. Alright, good luck everyone.